Aloha. Mwah. Well, it's Saturday afternoon. It is 4:52, June the 18th, 2016. I, I, to me, this is the most difficult video for me to make. So, just bear with me. Um, I know it's unusual for me to be lost of words, but it's about all I can explain, or how I can explain it. Um, because out of all my videos that I've made, this is by far the most serious videos that I've made. Not to say that the others lack in what they are, but I think once I get into what I'm wanting to say, y'all may agree with me, but then again, you may not. I don't know. Some people go, oh, well, that's no big deal. You did fine. Well, say that in my shoes. Okay. Last week, I had 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, that I went to doctors. I saw my eye specialist doctor in Abilene, that my eye doctor in Brownwood wanted me to see, because he had this special machine that needed to be used for another test. And so I went to him in Abilene, and they did the test. They had to, they did it without the dye, and then it was like a little butterfly IV type deal, and they tried it in my right hand, but it blew. Then they did it in my left hand, but it didn't blow in this one. They were able to go ahead and do it. And she warned me that before she put it in, that right as the stuff was going in, that everything would turn pink. Well, sure enough, everything, whatever it was that I was looking at, the room, the table, her, everything was the pink, like my shirt. Then it was a dark pink, a hot pink, a burgundy pink. I mean, all mingled together. And then as it was lightening and going away, then I saw a little bit of yellow, and it was weird. And I kept saying, trip out. I mean, that was about all it was just weird. And of course, my face was a little warm, and then I just felt weird. And she said that's how a lot of people feel afterwards. And it makes for your balance to be off a little bit. And my balance is already off, and so that just added to it. And then she said, when it goes through when you have to go to the bathroom, don't be alarmed, just be aware that it'll be yellow. And it wasn't just yellow, it was neon yellow. So, I'm just like, man. And then I had a little bit of it on Wednesday, not much left of the coming out of me. But yeah, that made for an interesting deal. And then when he got the results of the test, he came in, looked to the computer. He was still standing. And then he goes, like a double take. And then he sits down and he goes, oh, wow. I certainly wasn't anticipating this. This was a surprise. And then I said, good way or what? And he goes, That's what I'm trying to figure out. He said, because what I'm looking at, it's not supposed to be there. Now, granted, maybe we will see like a light speck, a little hint of a white speck, but not this. And what this is, let's see. Okay, I'm trying to get it where you're only seeing the, okay. One of these, let's see, doesn't say which one is which, but one of these, either this one or this one of these is the left eye and then the right eye. This is like coming and looking out through the brown part of your eye, and so is this one. Well, see that white speck like that? And of course you can't tell it on here, but it's about the size. When they pulled up the picture on the computer, it looked like about the size of a dime size. This is not supposed to be glowing like that. And they don't know what's causing that yet. That's not supposed to be. Maybe a faint speck, but you can even see it on these others. It's not supposed to glow like that, because when the light of the camera or any light comes through your eye, it has to travel a certain stream, and then it comes right out, you know, this way. It's not supposed to be, you know, it's like somebody planted a flashlight in my eye. And then even on this colored picture, it still shows that. It's not supposed to be there. So, I just got these in the mail today. So, we don't know. We know that there's something more to the picture. This is even evident of that. Not just with me telling how things are when I try to see. And lack of a better word, it scares me, because I don't want to lose my eyesight, but that's what's happening. And they've also, Dr. Lee and Dr. Neil, Neil is his first name because I can't pronounce his last name, which is, I don't even know how to spell it. It's Shparago. He's my rheumatology doctor. But Dr. Neil and Dr. Young is my eye specialist doctor. They are both just super, super nice. I've got what I call and what I consider the 4 top doctors, and that's Dr. Whiting, my primary doctor, Dr. Carroll, my eye doctor, and Dr. Lee, my eye specialist doctor, and Dr. Neil, my rheumatologist doctor. Couldn't have asked for better doctors. And they're wanting to get to the root of the problem, and that's what we're doing. And I go this next Wednesday to Brownwood to have a MRI and orbit with and without contrast dye of the brain. This will concentrate also not only on the brain but also of my eyes. And then I'll get the answer to that, the results of it, on Monday the 27th in Brownwood, because Dr. Lee will come to Brownwood to Dr. Carroll's office. I'll see him there to get the results. Then I go back to see Dr. Neal August the 17th and go from there. Right now, Dr. Neal is not, I saw him on Wednesday. He's not changing anything of my medications as of yet till we find out what's going on. He said, evidently there's something, but we just haven't got the complete answer. And he said, since you've had this done, I'd like to see those results. And I said, I'll get those for you. That's why I've got all of this too. I'll have copies of that made so I can have copies for me and then also for him. And then when I had this done on Wednesday, when they send the results to Dr. Lee, I'll see him on Monday the 27th, because he only comes to Brownwood on Monday. And I'll get him to give me 2 copies, one for me and one to Dr. Neal, so that I can send them both at the same time, to keep him abreast of what's going on, because the only way that a doctor can help you and give you the best of care is if you work with them and you work together, because otherwise it's not going to work. And even if it sounds silly and stupid and off the wall, go ahead and tell them and talk to them, because there's nothing silly about your health. Nothing. Because you don't know if it's a problem or not. The only one's going to know is the doctor, and if he doesn't know, he's going to get to the answer. So, yeah, always. I've had to rest up and get my mind together on this, because there's been a few times that I've just wanted to melt down, but I'm trying hard not to, because all that's going to do is give me a worse migraine. But there's been other times when I've heard these 2 other names of diseases that are also non-curable, that could be a possibility of the problem. But the doctors and I have always, we've said it, I've even asked them, but then we've just kind of pushed it off to the side, and not, we know it's there, not in the corner, because I'm not going to be put in the corner. If I'm going to be put in the corner, I'll put myself in the corner. But it hadn't been really dug into like it was when I saw Dr. Lee. He mentioned these 2. And then Dr. Neal, when I saw him on Wednesday, he brought it up as well. That could be a possibility, as well as all the other. For the ones that aren't aware, I've got 3 inoperable brain tumors. I have lupus anti-Joe, have rheumatoid arthritis. I also have polymyalgia. I have fibromyalgia. And I've got an enlarged heart, and I've also had congestive heart failure. I have mitral valve prolapse. I've had 8 strokes. I've had 6 heat strokes. Okay, so if that's not enough, and as of right now, I'm still in knock for remission for Hep C. So Hep C is non-curable. Fibro's non-curable. Fibro, non-curable. Polymyalgia, non-curable. The 3 inoperable brain tumors, non-curable. Rheumatoid, non-curable. Um, if these are not enough already on my plate, well, let's just add two more to the ball game. And that is a possibility, and they're looking into it, MS. And I do not know how to say it. I'm going to have to learn how to say it. But it's called SJORNEN' syndrome. I've heard of it, and that could explain why I'm always got a dry mouth. I'm always drinking something. Or I've got like maybe a mint or something in my mouth to help keep it wet. It also causes lack of sleep, problem with sleep. It also causes dry eyes, which I have problem with, but the other deal with the fibro and the lupus and the problem with my eyes, that can also cause the dry eyes. So they have voiced it and they put it out there, and my eye doctor, Dr. Carroll, has noticed that I've got cataracts in both eyes, so that could be speeding up as well. I've noticed a difference since between January and now. So yeah, it's scary. It's for lack of a better word, it's getting really serious. It's getting deep. And it was already deep without these other two added in on it. And the MS, I've noticed and was wondering about it a few years ago. And in fact, my sis, my pet, that lives in Oklahoma, she's even brought that up to me. And even my HD has brought that up to me in talking, that she said, have you talked to him about that? Because I'm hearing a lot of what you're describing that points to that. And I said, well, that's what I was wondering and what my sis was wondering. And I brought it up to them, but then they go, well, we'll see. They just were kind of like pushing it off because it wasn't really a deal of where it was a focus point. It was something to consider, but not, they would kind of see it, but then, maybe not, so let's just kind of, so that's how that's been done. But now it's like it's in the front and center along with my eyes. And so, what's got me all titter-tattered, for lack of a better word, is that I'm really nervous and apprehensive about Wednesday of next week. Appointments at 1 o'clock. I have to be there 30 minutes before. Because they'll do it without the dye, and then they will do it with the contrast. And even though that they have reassured me, Dr. Lee and Dr. Neal, that what they will be using does not affect for like the regular contrast dye that they use. But I've had an MRI of the head before, and they've done it with this, what they're talking about. And had I not insisted that the doctor and all the teamwork and all the people that'll be needed should something occur, which I brought up to Dr. Lee, that had I not had them on hand, I wouldn't be talking to you, nor would I be making this video. So Wednesday, and yes, I know how important it is for them to do it, to get the right result. I'm still scared. And yes, I have a strong walk with God. I've never been without God. God's never not been with me. He's always with me. He's been with me since even before I was born. And so he's gotten me through a whole bunch of things. And so have my native forefathers. And so, yeah, I've got that. But I'm also asking for prayers. And if you go to your church and they have prayers, add me to your list. I need it very bad. And I don't normally ask. I'm always asking for others. But this go round, I'm calling out. Please add me to your prayer list, or your prayer chain, or your ladies group, or even just privately. I would really appreciate it. Because Wednesday at 1 o'clock is when I will be having this done in Brownwood. And then I have to wait until Monday, the 27th, that morning, to get the results. And naturally, when I come back home, I'll get back on my Sweetheart. That's what I've named my laptop. I'll get on Sweetheart and be sure to let y'all all know what I found out. So I'll be on needles and pins, to say the least, between Wednesday and Monday. And then after Monday, I'll be able to maybe breathe a little bit, but then it may be a different other kind of worry or concern or whatnot. Hopefully it will give some answers. And hopefully he'll know where we're supposed to go and what we'll do, what's happening. So it's kind of and I didn't like teeter-totters when I was little, and I don't like them now. And so this is a different teeter-totter. It's like, get me off this thing. It just, But I'm glad they're getting to, I'm glad they're, I've been screaming, yelling, shouting, and saying something is not right. And I kept telling them there's something not right about my eyes. Well, they say pictures are worth 1,000 words. And right there is evident something's wrong. Even both doctors said, that's not supposed to be there. So, now what it is, I don't know. Both doctors, Dr. Lee and Dr. Neal, both said that it could also be the tumors acting up. And they both know that I've not had the dye put in to find out about those tumors. They just saw it with that one time when they did put it in there, but then they nearly lost me in the process. And then here we are now, and this was done in my hand, and it was not what's going to be done. What this is different substance than what will be done on Wednesday. This one was just long enough to do that, and then poof, it was gone. So I didn't feel much effect from that. I just felt weak and kind of strange. But no, no big deal. It's this other that has got me wanting to go no. But then I also know, and I've, for lack of a better word, I've got myself, you know how you maybe talk to yourself, maybe you're supposed to do something and you're kind of leery about doing it, but yet, okay, you know you got to do it. And so you kind of talk to yourself, and you, however you do, to get yourself ready for the ball game, for lack of a better word, to do it. And you're, okay, we're going to do it. I'm going to do it. All right. Well, I'm that point of where, okay, we're going to do this, but you're going to be right there with me all along. And that's meaning God and my guardian angel and my forefathers and all my special family friends and all the special prayer warriors. Come on, we're going to do this. So I'm carrying y'all all with me. I've not had y'all with me. So don't think that. Because otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten through. Y'all have helped in ways that y'all are not aware of. And it really does count. It really does matter. Even just the slightest little bit. I mean, you just don't realize. And, you know, I'm ready, but I'm not ready. um, but sorry. Um, I'm just going to need y'all. And yeah, I want to know, but yet I'm like, do I really want to know? Yeah, I do, but it's just like, well, and then how's it going to affect me afterwards? Am I going to throw up when they put this stuff in me like I did the last time? I mean, I don't know. And these other two diseases, what to expect on that? I mean, it's just it's the unknowing that bugs the crap out of me. And of course, you can't really prepare for anything. You think you have prepared, and you think you know how you're going to react. And then when you do, it may be completely opposite of what you thought about or even thought it would go. And it's also, you think you know how you're going to feel and react when somebody of your loved one has been called home to heaven. You think you know how you're going to react, but you don't until it happens. And I've had several, way too many, that are been called to heaven, and each one of them are completely different. You're not, you think you're prepared, but you're not until it does. And same thing with this. I've even pulled up the MS, and I've pulled it up on my laptop. I pulled up this SJ, what is it? SJOGREN. Somebody's going to have to say that word to me while I'm on the phone so I can hear it, to know how to pronounce it, because I need to know how to pronounce it instead of spelling it. I I pulled that up, and, you know, I just, I don't know. I feel stronger towards the MS because I've noticed that with my walk, because I'm finding it harder to walk. I'm finding it harder to get it, just getting up and getting up, getting down, or changing from one chair to another chair, like sitting out in the waiting room, go into the exam room, and then get up from that chair to get up onto the gurney that they have in the exam table, and then to get up from there to get back down, and then to get back down into the chair that I was sitting in. All of those are very difficult for me. And it's getting harder to get in and out of the car. I've noticed that, and even getting up from my love seat to get up and go to the bathroom, it's getting harder. So I can see my walking days going out the window along with my eyes out the window at the same time, and it's scaring the crap out of me. And I can deal with the non-walking. I can scoot around on that. But my eyesight, I'm like a bull in a china closet. Because why? I love when I am talking to someone and seeing their expressions in their face, in their eyes, and looking, in their eyes, and them looking back at me. I love that. Why? Because God created that person. And I love to see what all that God has created. And that He is still creating. And to see the wonderment and see the blessings. And it's going. And yeah, I'll have your voice and I'll have your touch for the ones, because I'm always asking, I always want to hug somebody because I'm a hugger. And I'll recognize you through your hug, through your touch, and through your voice. But to enjoy the fulfillment by being able to see you, that will be not there. And that hurts. I don't want that to happen. But I can't stop it. Yeah, God can stop it, but the only time He's going to fully stop it is when He calls me home. That's when I'll feel better, and that's when I'll have no more pain, no more struggle, no more sorrow, no more tears like I'm crying right now. I'll be whole again. I saw a picture not too long ago where a person is standing on one side of the door, all crippled over, you can tell that they've been struggling. And then when they're on the other side, they don't have that. And that's what He's saying. You won't have that. The walker, my sweet blessing, won't go with me. She'll be right here. So, I'm not scared of death. I'm looking forward to it. It's like, get me there. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy. I want to be with the rest of my friends and family that are there and that are not feeling any pain or hurt or struggles anymore. It's kind of like, okay, when's it my turn? Everybody else is getting to go. So yeah, that I'm settled with. I've been settled with that since I was a young age. And that's only because I've got such a walk with God. But all this beforehand, and then too, I was just saying to someone last night that what does this, what is all this pain that I'm feeling and I go through and all this hurt? What does that accomplish? What's it? Why is that supposed to be good for me? Because it's taken me away from doing things that I really want to do. I don't get it. And now we're going to add 2 more to the ball game. And then whatever else they find out with my eyes and whatever that could be. Uh, I just don't know, you know. And so that's why this has been, it's been hard for me to wrap my head around. And I said I wasn't going to cry, but I've done it twice on here, but oh well. Uh, it's, this is how it is with me right now. And that's why I've kind of more or less been kind of, yeah, I've been on Facebook and I posted a few videos and I've typed a little bit, but then I've mainly been on there doing my games. Escaped into my games. Because to me, I've been quiet on there. And when I'm quiet like that, something is going on. And because I'm usually not that quiet. And some of you that know me well enough probably have noticed that. But they've not said anything. They have. I've talked to 2 of them on the phone, and there's 2 others that I know that have felt that. But yet they know me well enough that something is up and something's going on. But then when I am more at ease with it or have gotten kind of used to it and stuff, that then I'll talk. Because they've found that a lot of times if they try to ask me, I'll clam up. And there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 that can really get me to come out of it, to go ahead and open. And that's with my sis in Pat in Oklahoma, and HD and Sista, and Dorothy, my 4 girls. And then sis, Nan. So I've got 5 solid that are right with me. And they can get, they each have their way of getting me to talk when I don't want to talk. And they know how to read between the lines with me, so, and I know how to read between the lines with them. And I've got the rest of my special family friends with me as well that are right there along with me. I've never been without y'all. So y'all are, yeah, I've got 5 top ones, but I've also got a whole big bunch of y'all that it really matters, because it takes all of y'all for all of this to work. And it really means a lot to me. And I'm very picky on my friends and who I have in my circle. And that's just how I am. I mean, that's just the way it is. And I couldn't nor would I be here without all of y'all. And nor would I be able to get through this video. And so this is what is going on at the moment. And the next time I'll do a video will be after I come back on the 27th, that Monday, and after I rest up from whatever results I find on that, then I'll make another video of what all I have found out and let y'all all know. So that's when I'll be making my next video. It'll be sometime after the 27th. It may be that night, it may be the next day, it may be, the following day. I just may be so completely drained and all of it, and then I'm going to have to juice it around in me to kind of get used to the situation, and then like I've had to on this, because this has been the longest that I've taken to do a video, because I've said I was going to do one, and I've been saying it, and I said, well, I'm leaving it up to God and my guardian angel and my native forefathers on when I was to do this video. And this is when it's gotten done. So, I'm sorry it took so long, but I think after y'all hear this and listen to it, that you'll understand why. And get better of a picture of it. And so just keep me in y'all's prayers. And even if y'all don't go to church, even if y'all just, however you do with your prayers, I appreciate it so much. And I will definitely let you know as soon as I know of what I found out. Thank y'all. I love y'all all so very much. And just know I'm thinking of you, sending you lots of blessings and lots of prayers, and I'm also saying them. And just know I'm thinking of you and sending y'all bunches of loves and bunches of hugs. And congratulations, Courtney and Matthew. I'm glad little Matt has finally got here. So hopefully someday I'll get to hold him and give him some lovin's too. In the meantime, sis, Nan, give him some extra hugs for me and give him a kiss in the center of his forehead. Okay? Love you, Courtney. Love you, Nan. And love you, HD. Love you, sister. Love you, Dorothy. Love you, sis. Love you, Pat. And love you all to my special family friends. Love y'all. Mwah. Aloha. Bye-bye.